Hey guys, I wanted to make a way for you to work on our flashcards at home. A says A or A.
A says A or A.
B says B.
B says B.
C says K or S.
C says K or S.
D says D.
D says D.
E says E or F.
E says E or F.
F says F.
F says
G says G or J.
G says G or J.
H says H.
H says
I says I or I.
I says I or I.
J says J.
J says J.
K says K.
K says K.
L says O.
L says O.
M says M.
M says mm.
N says N.
N says mm.
O says O or A.
O says O or A.
P says P.
P says
Q says Qu.
Q says Qu.
R says R.
R says
S says S.
S says
T says T.
T says T.
U says U or A.
U says U or A.
V says V.
V says V.
W says W.
W says W.
X says X.
X says S.
Y says Y, I, E.
Y says Y-I-E.
Z says Z.
Z says Z.
Are you ready to sing our song? A says A or A. B says B. C says K or S. D says D. E says E or E. F says F. G says G or J. H says H. I says I or I. J says J. K says K. L says O. M says M. N says N. O says O or A. P says
P.
Q doesn't make a sound unless with letter U. Then together they usually say quack, as in quack. Dum 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 dum, quiet. Dum dum dum, queen. Dum 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 dum, and quinn. Dum dum dum. R says S says S. T says T. U says U or A. V says V. W says W. X says X. Y says Y, I, E, and Z is like a